Hello and welcome to Safectory. Today we are going to introduce our new COVID-19 social distancing application. I'm your host. My name is Michael Schuster. I'm Key Account Manager at Safectory, and together with me is my colleague Andreas Gaufer. He's the CTO of Safectory.
Hello, everybody. So I'm also happy to introduce you to this new technology solution to the COVID-19 crisis situation. And today we're going to talk about all the different details of the product and give you all the information you need.
First of all, let's start on how it works. The solution is rather simple. Every worker gets a BLE tag on his chest or on his wrist or somewhere else. And these BLE tags are transceiving signals from other BLE tags in the proximity. So if two workers getting too close, below 1.5 meters for an extended amount of time, for example, 15 seconds, both values are configurable. The user will be notified either via a tone from the tag itself or via a connected smartphone app, also provided by Safectory.
So for this solution, we use basically three products and a server platform. So we see the two tags that the workers wear on their clothes. We see the alarm gateway, which can either be an hardware gateway or an app, and we see the backend. So a very flexible part in alerting people about breaching the social distancing rules is the app. We will now show you a video on how the app works in detail, and then later come back and talk about the backend and how the data is received. So today we're demonstrating to you a new app. What it does, it provides you with a real-world solution for a real-world problem these days that we want to track if we all, while we work, keep in mind that we should keep social distance to save everyone's health and stay safe. The tags, they function as a social distancing monitor. So they can track directly if you are too close to another person and send a signal directly to different gateway infrastructures to provide you with information about social distance and if we close enough or too far away from someone. So let's go through the process how we start to use these tags. What the app does is we start by scanning a QR code for this tag. So it's a very simple process. You just scan this QR code from your tag, and once you have it, this app will listen to your tag and provide you with personal notifications about your specific tag. Up here you will see you are connected and the asset position is 0, so there's no one close right now. And if we take this tag and move it into another tag, which we have demonstrated over here, and for the purpose of this demo we have a very close range setup. So if we move this tag over here and simulate a too close situation between these two people, we can see that immediately the app will create this alert, the phone vibrated, and this data that we see up here is sent to the backend.
So hello again to the intro of the social distance application by Safectory.
We want to focus on devices today. In the upper left section of the user interface, we see all the devices that have been shipped in this scenario and are already in the system with their device IDs and names. If we click one of these devices, we can see the details about this device in the lower left corner, where we can see all the status data bytes, and Michael can tell us about what they mean and how they are useful for us.
Sure. At the lower left side, you see the status of each device. As you said, when you click it, you see the first time the time. This is the time the asset tag has latest reported to the backend. You see values like latitude and longitude, but let's skip that. As we said, this is not the key feature of this solution.
So one word on latitude and longitude. In this setup, we can see a location because of our controllers in this office building provide a location assistance for these tags. Also, location can be created by GPS from a smartphone if that's needed in the scenario, but You can also run this solution without any location information, which is also good for privacy and is also not needed, especially if you want to only track proximity problems or encounters between different people. So just this little word about this.
Below you see battery level. Currently this asset tag has 100% battery. You see the app ID. This means this is the gateway on which the information about this asset tag have been transmitted. In this case, it's our social distancing app you saw earlier.
So the thing that we are interested in and that we will focus on in this demo is events. If Michael can open the event panel on the right side, and I can explain what we're going to do. I have my device here, and it's called Safectory 99.1 is my tag that I have here in my office setting, and it's online. And I will also show you the app that is here with me. So this is the app screen, and it shows that the tag was received last time a couple of minutes ago, 2 minutes ago. And now what I will demonstrate first is we see in the backend also that we received information a while ago, and I will move the tag so that it will start scanning for other tags, and it's right now far away from any other tags or co-workers. So we will see just a message that my tag is connected, and we will also see at the same time in the backend that the data was relayed to the backend. And we can see in the status that location beacon on the lower left side shows no other beacon, so there's no event that happened here. I just moved through my day and I didn't do anything wrong. So we just get a live heartbeat from this device into the backend, and we also see that it has nice battery level, etc. So now let's come to a different scenario where I take my tag and move it close to another tag. Too close to be safe, so the tag will notice this other tag, will sense the data, and will transmit this alert to my app. And as soon as this tag is just sensing this, and I'm moving it into the proximity of the other transmitter now, it will send this alert to my app. There we go. We received the app from the alert, and also at the same time, we see this event coming up in the backend. So the app notified me with vibration and sound, and also the backend. If we open up this event panel a little bit more, we can read all the details about this event. We can see that I was in proximity with COVID-19 too, which is the ID of the other worker. So this is the event relay that we see is almost in real time, as fast as the network can handle it, and we can see all the information. At the same time, I can look into the log file of the app and scroll down here and see all my encounters over the time. So me as a active tester, I have a lot of encounters with my other tag, but you can see here all the features that we can see the time and number of measurements that we saw, where we can have a feeling about how long we have been in proximity with this other person. And we can also see a summary of the day where it says here that I had 17 encounters with one other person. And also on the start screen, we see the same information. So this is sort of a score for your proximity behavior or your social distancing behavior. If this number is too high, then you have been in contact with other people too often. So all this log information has been seen in the app, but it's also stored in the backend. Michael can show us how to look at these reports and how to generate data if you have an infection or want to look at one specific case on how often he has been in too close contact, had encounters, and with which other tags he has been encountered.
Sure. Let's assume I am this coworker. I am Safectory 991, and I would like to get my encounters with other coworkers. So I can open the lower panel for the reports and switch to events. We will come to root later. I would like to see all events I created. So I go to configure and I use this button here to clear all this and select one device, which is me. And I would like to see all the proximity alerts. select has entered geofence, for example, for today, and I hit the check mark. And as soon as I click show, I get a detailed report with my device ID and the device ID of other coworkers I have been in contact with. So I can easily detect other workers and, for example, isolate them in case I'm infected and want to warn them or want to isolate them to stop spreading any infections. I can also, in every time, export this report as an Excel file. If you just click export, an Excel file will be downloaded. And this Excel file holds the same information, as you can see here, as the report in the web front end.
So let's look at how we can install this app and see the first steps when someone installs this app. The first question is that it's asked, and sorry for this being in German, is to allow access to the camera so we can scan this tag's QR code. Let me cancel again and show you how this works. So you just scan this QR code, and then your app is listening to your tag. You are also allowing the device to access Bluetooth, and then this screen shows up asking you to move your tag, so it will send some signals. And once you start moving it, the app will show you a confirmation about how the tag is received and connected. And that's the basic steps on how to initialize or set up the app for the first time.
So here's an overview of the hardware to be used for a social distance application. From left to right, we start with our smallest hardware size. It's called the Campanella. It's a circular hardware, which is roughly 30 millimeters in diameter. It's using a coin cell 2032 and has 220 milliamps of battery capacity. This lasts up to 4 weeks at a default interval of 15 seconds. This is, as I said, the smallest hardware. It can be worn using a wristband on your wrist, or maybe in your pocket or with other holders somewhere else. It's rather small and it's lightweight.
The device we can see in the middle is called Linmuth, and it's a larger version of the tracking tag. It has a larger battery mostly, which has 4 times the capacity. So it can last up to 4 months at a scanning interval of 15 seconds. It also has a motion sensor, as also the Campanella has, which can trigger the action only when the device is moving, and can save battery at night when the worker or person is not wearing the device. And the device is also especially longer battery life and can be worn by workers day to day, and has the battery life to last for a longer time.
Last but not least, you see the gateway. This is used to transmit the data from the asset tags to the backend in order to later perform reports and have records about who has met who.
So overall, the system can be a real helpful tool to monitor your crew and your workers in your factory and manage infections in a very precise and effective way. It relieves you from problems where you have to send home large portions of your workers and avoid quarantining of a lot of people. So if you have any questions, let us know. This was a short summary about the system setup and function. We hope this was useful. I say goodbye. My name is Andreas Gaufer, and I'm the CTO for Safectory. And thank you also, Michael, for this short summary.
Thank you for your attention and hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.